The inner person. Dear friends, season of Lent is an invitation to an inner life, to discover the inner person. Second Sunday of Lent opens the stage for this journey. Jesus himself shows us the way. In the Gospel of today, taken from Luke chapter 9, verses 28 to 36, we are told how Jesus, leaving aside his normal life, goes up to the mountain to pray. Going up to the mountain has a symbolic meaning than just a physical outing. It is pointing to a separation, a withdrawal, a detachment from the usual human realities of Jesus' life. We too are invited to look at our attachments to things, to people, to our relationships, to our ambitions. It is not to destroy them, but to turn to life once again as Jesus did, with greater power and enthusiasm. Lent helps us to discover who we truly are without our inner props, to become familiar with our inner person, deeply grounded in God. The evangelist narrates that while Jesus was praying, the appearance of his face changed and his clothing became dazzling white. He went beyond his ordinary form of the outer person, and his reality was revealed. His inner person was revealed to the apostles. The apostles saw him differently at that moment. We can say that the transfiguration was really the transfiguration of the vision of the apostles. Our normal vision has its own limited wavelength, but there are moments when we are enlightened and we are blessed to see reality more truly. The disciples went through this process. Luke says that Peter and who were with him were fully awake and they saw his glory. We are called to be fully awake. Jesus says, "And what I say to you, I say to all, stay awake." Mark 13, verse 37. Jesus is inviting all of us to stay awake, meaning to live with faith. Like the apostles, we need to recognize and understand Christ better through our vision of deeper faith. For we live by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. The better we understand Jesus, the better we understand ourselves too. Lent is a time of prayer. Genuine prayer has the power to make us realize who we truly are beyond all our false identities and labels. The apostles see Moses and Elijah during this episode, a vision beyond our time zone. It tells us that we are surrounded by realities beyond our time frame and our visible outer world. Prayer connects us with the inner world and reveals to us our true inner person. When we become aware of inner person, we relate to the world very differently, as we see from the following testimony. On 18th March 1958, in downtown Louisville, USA, Thomas Merton, a contemplative monk had an experience of seeing the reality from the inner person. He says, in Louisville, at the corner of 4th and Walnut, in the center of shopping district, I was suddenly overwhelmed with the realization that I loved all those people who were there, that they were mine and I theirs, that we could not be alien to one another even though we were total strangers. It was like waking from a dream of separateness, of spurious self-isolation in a special world, the world of renunciation and supposed holiness. This sense of liberation from an illusory difference was such a relief and such a joy to me that I almost laughed out loud. I have the immense joy of being man, a member of a race in which God Himself became incarnate. As if the sorrows and stupidities of the human condition could overwhelm me. Now I realize what we all are. And if only everybody could realize this. But it cannot be explained. There is no way of telling people that they are all walking around shining like the sun. May the Lenten prayers and renunciations wake us up to see our inner person in all his goodness and brightness. May God bless us all.